Welcome to the Hiscall Technology Podcast, where we are communicating tomorrow's business needs today. From just outside Nashville, Tennessee, join Hiscall as we discuss all things telephony, data, and infrastructure related to business leaders. Here we go.
Hello and welcome to this episode of the Hiscall Technology Podcast. This is Chuck. Today we'll be talking business communications with Mitel. In the unified communications market, it's important to partner with a provider who delivers flexible, high-quality solutions. Mitel is an experienced provider of both on-site and cloud-based solutions. They are positioned as a leader in the Gartner Magic Quadrant for Unified Communications for 5 consecutive years. Mitel is also the only firm to appear in all 3 Magic Quadrants for Unified Communications. Mitel is a recognized leader as a global unified communications as a service provider. This is provided by Synergy Research. Today's guest is Lenworth Gordon. He's the Territory Account Manager for Kentucky, Tennessee, and West Virginia. Also with him is Andy Floyd. He's the sales engineer covering the Southeast for Mitel. These guys support Hiscall in our efforts with our customers, and we're very glad to have them here today. They're in the office talking to our sales team. Guys, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Glad you made it in from Kentucky today with snow and the frigid cold that we've had.
Yes, it was super cold out there. I woke up to snow covering the ground, the ice covering the roads, but we made it.
You made it?
Yeah, we're glad to be down in this heat wave at 23 degrees, so yeah.
Right. A lot of our listeners may not know, it feels like old news to us, but Mitel acquired ShoreTel in 2017.
We did.
Tell me what Mitel is planning for the traditional ShoreTel product.
Absolutely. So, Chuck, you're right. It seems like 100 years ago, but it was, I think, September of 2017 when we completed the acquisition. And a big part of the reason for the acquisition was for the ShoreTel Connect platform. So every now and then someone will still ask us, so what's going to happen to the Connect platform? And we can very quickly and easily say it's a significant part of our portfolio. That's essentially what Mitel has done, is added the Connect platform to the lineup, both on the UC side, the premise side, and on the UCaaS side, the cloud side. So it's a significant part of the Mitel offering.
When Mitel acquired ShoreTel, ShoreTel had an on-premise solution that they were calling ShoreTel Connect.
Right.
And then they had a cloud offering that was Connect Cloud.
Correct.
Both of those products are moving forward with Mitel?
They are. The names are slightly different. So the product on-prem is called MiVoice Connect, and the product in the cloud is MiCloud Connect. So we keep Connect in there, and we just stick MiVoice or MiCloud in front of it.
So for a traditional ShoreTel customer that has had the product for a number of years, they can move forward to latest release. That would be Mitel MiVoice Connect.
Correct.
And keep their existing hardware.
Their existing hardware, most of it will come forward. There are a few caveats with the latest release of MiVoice Connect. The full width switches, some of those do not carry forward to the latest version of Connect. They've had a great run, but we've just now outpaced the processing power in those pieces of hardware. So they can't take all the new features that we've added and that we're planning to add, in this next iteration of MiVoice Connect.
So the full width switches would need to be replaced when going to the new platform.
Correct. Yeah, and we've actually got some diagnostic tools that will actually prevent technicians from taking a 14.2 customer to the latest version of Connect. They will actually, our software will go out there and check to make sure, will all the hardware be compatible going forward?
And what about phone? Will their existing phones move forward also?
All the phones continue forward. Everybody's familiar with the ShoreTel logo, the little orange wheel. We've actually rebranded the phones, and we now have the connections, the Mitel connection triangles on our new phones. So you get to look forward to the change from orange to blue.
In Tennessee, I think the orange was pretty popular.
Yeah. In Kentucky, the blues were
right. I thought
with some folks in Kentucky.
Okay. Well, tell me what is new. Why would a customer that might be on a ShoreTel 14.2 or earlier, why might they upgrade?
Andy, you want to take that one?
Yeah, well, let me just state some obvious ones. Underlying software support. As you all know, our software is built on using Microsoft Server. At 14.2, there's certain software releases that we can take it to, as far as server releases. 2012 is our last supportable release on server. So to get to, say, 2016 and going forward, you would have to move to the Connect platform, because that's where all of our research and development is being done. And doing all the new certifications, they're all on the Connect platform. That's one of the key points. Some of the stuff we're doing with our CloudLink platform and in and around teaming applications and our chat engine, all of that development is actually going to be wrapped into our Connect platform going forward. So that's not going to be backwards compatible with 14.2. So the chat engine that's in 14.2. The development on it's pretty much going to stand still there.
Okay, and that chat engine today on 14.2, that was in the service appliance, the conferencing collaboration?
Correct.
Are you able to say, has that moved away from that already, or is that something that's...
No, we haven't moved away from it yet. That's a plan for this year, so 2019. We've got a plan to revamp our chat client. So just trying to get it into the next generation of collaboration and team working applications.
What other new features have been added that customer might be interested in? By upgrading to MiVoice Connect, what's going to be added that will help them in their business?
Well, one of the most exciting things and one of the most tactile things for customers, our series of phones. Right now, we've got the 400 series of phones that's currently supported on Connect, and moving forward, we are actually bringing over the 6900 series of phones from other Mitel products. And what they will bring to the table is not only a color screen across the portfolio and a touch screen on the high-end set, the 6940, but we're also going to bring in Bluetooth connectivity to those sets. We actually have patents on wireless handset. Not a headset, but the actual handset. You're used to the curly cord connecting your handset to your base. We've got patents that take that out. So now you can really streamline and modernize your desktop and get rid of that piece of technology that's been around for 50, 60 years.
The touchscreen's pretty exciting as a different user interface than what we've been used to.
That's right. We can get away from putting actual buttons on there and give you a similar experience to what you're used to with your iPhone or your Android phone. They've gone away from using buttons there, so everybody's used to typing on a little screen. We've got a similar experience there, and our Bluetooth integration is really slick. It's basically turning our 6900 series sets into your communications hub on your desktop. So, say you walk into your office, your set, your wireless phone, your mobile phone, Bluetooth connects to your desk phone, and that then becomes your central entry point for cellular calls, business calls, everything that could be routed through there.
You can bring your own Bluetooth headset.
Same headset I'm using on my mobile device or iPad or whatever I could be using.
Absolutely, you can now pair it with your work desk phone and use it just as you do with your smartphone.
That would come in handy, I guess, when you use that move function.
That's right. Right. You can keep the little earbud in and just move a call from your desk phone to your cell phone and not even have to change your headset.
And you know what? I throw that feature out there like everybody knows about it, but I mean that is a feature that if I'm on my desk phone and I need to go to meet an appointment or something, to get in the car, go down to a conference room or something, I can press the move button on my desk phone. My cell phone will ring. I pick it up, head on about my business, and the user doesn't even know I've changed to devices. Likewise, if I need to come back, I've taken a call that was placed to my desk phone on my mobile device, come back in, I can hit that move button and pick it up on my desk phone. It's real seamless.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good stuff. And, mobility is an important part of unified communications for sure. We're all tethered to these mobile devices. Any new capabilities around mobility?
We've got quite a bit of technology in the hopper. A lot of it's not ready to be marketed, but we do have some exciting features that are coming down the line. Some of it's already hit our cloud side of the business. So if you're looking at using the MyCloud Connect product, one interesting feature is our TeamWorks application. It is using our new chat engine. It's also giving users the ability to collaborate internally. So you can have a persistent chat where, say, 3, 4, 15, 20 collaborators are in the same chat stream, and you can share documents through there, share tasks, do @mentions, even post pictures and whatnot. That can all happen within our TeamWorks application. So it gives people a quick way to communicate. And we've got 3 portals to get into that. One being our website. So we have a web portal, so you can go to any modern browser, and you can log in that way and see all your chat messages and your teamwork workspaces. The other application is an actual desktop application, so it's installed on a Windows or a Mac machine, and you can view and utilize messages and team workspaces in that, but also on the mobile device. So we've got an application that runs on Android and iOS, so you can get all that same feature functionality anywhere you are.
Okay, but is that available for a premise-based customer today?
Premise-based, not today, but it is on our long-term roadmap.
And maybe not so long-term.
And good point, Lenworth. Yeah, and maybe not so long.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. I've watched that product as it's been developed and marketed, and looking forward to it being integrated with MiVoice Connect. Mm-hmm. It's an important communications tool, and more customers, businesses are looking for that capability.
Yeah, they see the value of minimizing the back and forth email traffic, and because it's persistent, when you add a new member to the team, instead of forwarding them a bunch of emails, they can just go right to that collaboration and review all the previous conversations, access all the documents, and so forth. So
quickly catch up on what's been going on.
They can get up to speed very quickly.
I long for the day that I don't have to look at my email all the time. It drives my day too often. I'm one of those guys that inbox zero is very appealing to me, but I don't know of anybody that gets there. I'm sure somebody listening will say I do it every day, but it is a challenge for me. I don't really make effort towards that anymore, but I really would love to have it though. Yeah,
it is the ideal. So.
You talked earlier about Microsoft support. A lot of customers, I know the Connect servers on 2008, and there's a life cycle associated with that. And you talked about the full width switches. With MiVoice Connect, there's also a new series of voice appliances, the ST series, right?
You're right. In an effort to modernize all of our appliances, we've developed the ST series of switches, and they are a more powerful, more highly dense switch that gives us more horsepower. Some of the features that are baked into it aren't necessarily stuff that the end users will experience, but also makes designing a solution less cumbersome. So whenever we look at an appliance and it says it supports 100 phones, it supports 100 phones. Right. It's not some sort of math that you have to do in the background. It is what it is. So
our users may not appreciate that very much from a design perspective. That's a big deal to me.
It is a big deal. And I would say if you're currently looking to upgrade or migrate your system, it's something that we can show you a card and you understand it without Chuck or myself or somebody trying to explain to you, yes, it says 90 phones, but we only do 85. This is making it real easy. So right. Whenever we say it does 100 phones, it does 100 phones.
And in a real practical sense, Chuck, you'd asked about, okay, what's in it for the end customer? Why would they move from 14.2 to Connect? In a real practical sense, it's really as simple as upgrades are a part of our world today. XP was a terrific desktop OS for a long, long time, and Microsoft said, okay, we're going to move on, and we're going to support XP up to a certain point, and then the new OSs are the new OSs, because there are all sorts of powerful tools and capabilities that come out. And it's really no different in the unified communications space. There's an old mindset that says, I'm going to get 20 or 30 years out of a phone system. And phone systems are a lot more than plastic and wires today. It's mostly the software. Really, in order to keep up and be able to deliver the kind of functionality that customers demand, upgrades are a part of that.
Let's talk about the upgrade. How expensive is it for an existing customer to migrate as far as the software costs go?
As long as they have a current support agreement, our charge to upgrade is $0. There's no charge. Now, there are labor charges, and there are, like with the full width switches, certain hardware that does not persist past upgrade. there are some accommodations and some budgeting that we have to do for those situations. But as far as the actual software, no.
That's an entitlement.
You purchase software support
Right.
with Mitel, and that covers the upgrade. All of your licenses that you have invested in over the years move forward to the new platform
That's right.
at $0 with an active Mitel support agreement. It's a good deal.
Absolutely.
Yeah, preserving that investment. We recognize that the software and the communication platform doesn't just live on in one instance. It's designed to evolve and add feature functionality and develop with your business. So, yeah, preserving your investment from 5, 6, 10 years ago is definitely in the best interest for both the end customer and Mitel.
You mentioned it's all about the software. We've talked some about hardware and life cycle and all that kind of stuff that comes into play, but it really is the software that's important to the end user. MiVoice Connect has a more modern user interface. The ShoreTel client has been updated to Connect client.
Absolutely. And users are able to consume it on the desktop, able to consume it on their mobile device, and keep that consistent experience. So absolutely, they will see that as a change immediately.
Have you found customers challenged to adapt to the new interface? Is it really completely different than the older client?
Change is always a challenge.
Yeah, right.
and this is a case where people will have their cheese moved a little bit. But I believe once you step back and look at, not trying to compare it exactly apples to apples to our communicator before, because that was developed in a different time frame with a different user set, looking at it. Because right now it's probably getting close to 12 to 15 years old.
Oh yeah.
In its initial design. So it was designed for a workforce from 15 years ago. We're now half a generation ahead, and now people are expecting something different, especially with the way that Google and the way that Apple have really influenced our perception of what a piece of technology is supposed to do and look and feel. So what we've done is taken kind of their lead, because they're essentially setting the standard for the end user experience, and we're like, okay, what works? What is important to the end user? Do they really need to see a dial pad? Well, not necessarily. So we don't really hide it, but we don't make it as front and center, because the important things are, hey, how do I find my contacts? I know their name. I don't necessarily know their extension number or anything like that. So we make that more prevalent and easier to find.
It's funny you mentioned that. My father-in-law retired in the phone business, and if there was ever anyone born to be a telephone man, it was him.
Yeah.
He's more apt to remember your phone number than he is your name.
Oh, that's amazing.
It is. It blows my mind. He'll remember phone numbers from people, 25 years ago or something. But I don't know phone numbers. I go to my contacts. I pull up somebody's picture or their name, hit a button, and it gets in touch with them. It's the same way with the software on the Connect client. It's an important tool that I use every day. I can see the status of my colleagues. I've got groupings of different people that I interact with on a daily basis. I can see their status, if they're in the office, out of the office, they're on the phone, they're busy, what they've got going on. When I get ready to join a conference, I click a button in that app. That's right. It joins the conference, gets me in there, calls my phone, and I pick up, and it's all right there in the Connect client. Not managing different clients and things like that.
Yeah.
We couldn't function without it today because we're all distributed.
That's exactly right. We are an increasingly distributed workforce. That's another great reason businesses require an up-to-date, flexible, and feature-rich communication solution that brings together teams of people wherever they work by using informative interfaces on the user's devices of choice and providing communications channels for voice, instant messaging, and collaborative sessions for easily sharing important information. I really appreciate you taking the time today to record this episode of the Hiscall Technology Podcast, and we want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to listen. We hope you will like the podcast, that you will subscribe and tell a friend and coworker to join us next time. And until we meet again, remember, don't be afraid, only believe.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Hiscall Technology Podcast. Subscribe to this podcast so you can stay up to date with today's business communication trends. To learn more about Hiscall solutions for your business needs or to listen to previous podcasts, visit us at our website, hiscall.com.